And here we are on the top 8 of the Arizona Modern Series Flagstaff. On the left, we've got Jake playing an incredibly spicy Mardu Pyromancer, and on the right, we've got Andrew playing Blue-White Control.
Sure, you can tell that the list is good for Jake because he's terrible. And the fact that he made it this far is a real testament to the deck.
Yeah, we should note that we're pretty good friends with Jake.
We are very good friends with Jake. Okay.
His list, when I say spicy, I mean incredibly spicy.
Yeah.
We've got Seasoned Pyromancers. We've got Smiting Helices. It is just my favorite card.
Yeah, no, it's very good.
Yeah.
So he's opening up Inquisition to Kozilek. Jake, I think he's probably right about where this deck needs to go.
Sure.
I think this version of Mardu Pyromancer is much better than the one that existed before.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is sort of on the, I don't know, when this tournament was played, this was the first weekend that Modern Horizons was legal.
Yeah.
I think that this is sort of on the cutting edge. Like, even if he made some questionable, maybe turned out to be wrong decisions, it's like obviously trying to innovate the list.
Yeah.
And it has taken him pretty far.
Yeah.
In this, and he can take all kinds of good stuff. In this circumstance, opting to take Narset, Parter of Veils, instant multi-format all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, it just, the amount that blue-white control in Modern has changed because of standard cards, like recent standard cards, cards that are still in standard, is huge. Just the entire deck is different. And it's always nice to see so many cards legal in standard and good in modern at the same time.
Yeah. Jake Walker just texted me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, speak the devil.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, and we got Glacial Fortress here from Andrew, just passing it back. I don't really know what he's got as far as counterspells or interaction right now. Jake going to... Oh boy, Faithless Looting.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that.
Yeah, it's such a mundane card for me to be like, oh boy, but it's so good.
Look at all this advantage he's getting ready to get.
Exactly. Well, and he's playing so many cards that are so good in the graveyard. And it's just like, cool, 1 mana draw 2.5 cards.
Sure.
Like, it's just
Yeah.
most of the time. Especially when you're playing something like Smiting Helix. Yeah, pitching a Terminate there. As part of his discard. Terminate just kind of does nothing in this matchup.
It looks like he's just trying to shore up the hand.
Right.
He's not trying to gain value with it.
Yeah. Not trying to do anything particularly crazy or busted. Just play the best cantrip.
Sure.
And looks like he's also got a Seasoned Pyromancer sitting there in his hand.
Upkeep Vendilion Click. Bolt, click on the stack. Let's see. He's got quite a grip there. Seasoned Pyromancer, Faithless Looting, Young Pyromancer.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could not quite tell apart that Faithless Looting and the Young Pyromancer just because they have that
they both have fire
that burst of fire right about in the same spot on the art.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see why he took the Narset now because the Faithless Lootings are really good.
Oh yeah. So dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Narset just very, very good. Like it is a $4 uncommon that sees, just play everywhere.
Yep.
I love it a lot. It is not as unfun as Teferi Time Raveler, but I think it's approaching it.
Yeah. Teferi. So I'll tell you about Teferi because while he's thinking about what he's going to do
Sure.
with this thing. Teferi, I played Teferi Mage of Zalfir.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 3/4. It was a creature you could cast Terror on it.
Right.
Cost 6 mana, and I thought, boy, what a deal.
Right.
Every time I cast it, I was like, this is a great deal. I'm happy to have done this. Time Raveler costs 3 mana.
Yeah.
Is a creature,
Yep.
not a creature, is a planeswalker, and is just better.
And draws cards.
Yeah, and draws cards.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Because Mage of Zalfir was nuts. And this guy seems awesome as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit less, it's definitely a little bit less win condition-y than some of the other Planeswalkers.
Sure.
But just like, you get to play Magic the Gathering and your opponent gets to play Hearthstone.
Yeah.
And that's...
No one wants to do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, not when they can play Magic. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, it's just, they can't cast counterspells.
Right.
They cannot put them on the stack.
Yeah.
It is very, very strong.
Oh, yeah. God, he's just so good. He's just so good in every way.
Yeah.
And, definitely, I am sort of surprised to see, actually, that Andrew is only, well, he's playing 2 of them. I don't know what the right number of Teferi Time Raveler is, but definitely.
I mean, it doesn't affect the board directly.
Right, yeah, super powerful card no matter how many you're playing.
Unearth, just here comes Unearth.
All right, Unearth hit season Pyro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just get rid of the things you don't need, get more things you need, get some elementals for your trouble.
Yep. Wow, man. Oh, just incidentally put a Lingering Souls in the graveyard.
Yeah, right, exactly, and that's the, and just refill your hand with Smiting Helix.
Token, yeah. This is, yeah. Unearth has been much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so I initially kind of was like, wow, that's really powerful. I think a lot of people are going to play this, and most people were trying to analyze it in the context of will Death Shadow play it, but like for a while there were some people thinking that that Death Shadow decks were going to start playing Claim to Fame, and then they proceeded to play it for a week, and it was bad, and they didn't.
Sure.
And God, Unearth just in this kind of deck that is already pitching things to the graveyard for value.
Yeah.
And also it not being a totally dead card in matchups where they're not killing a lot of your stuff, you're not discarding a lot of stuff for whatever reason, or I guess in matches there aren't really matchups where you're not doing either of those things reliably.
Sure. So you got a Thoughtseize out of Jake. Is that going to get met with a Cryptic here? Jake wisely attacking first so you can't get hit.
Right.
By the
Yeah. Exactly. So he can't get tapped
counter.
down. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, but Cryptic commanding a Thoughtseize doesn't quite seem like where you want to be, but if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps your hand intact. Maybe
Sure.
he's got something that'll affect the board here. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, but second main phase Lingering Souls, I don't know exactly what the sort of consensus spread of board wipes is in blue-white control right now, but
Sure.
It looks like Andrew's list has a Settle the Wreckage and a Supreme Verdict.
Sure, and against this go wide strategy, that is a little light.
Right. Yeah.
He's
exactly.
got a Teferi in hand, a Snapcaster. He's
Well,
got
also,
a
Settle the Wreckage has a real downside here.
Yeah.
Like, Jake has multiple high mana cards, like, 3 mana Faithful Suitings in his graveyard.
Yeah.
He's got Smiting Helix in his graveyard.
Yeah.
If, Andrew would be forced into something like a Settle the Wreckage, then Jake is, the mana advantage given up by that is pretty big.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what he's going to hit here. Yeah, it looks like, Spirit
It's
Tokens.
2 for 1. So Andrew has a handful of great cards that just don't line up with what Jake's doing.
Sure.
He's got a Teferi, he's got a Snapcaster, he's got this Detention Sphere, and it just they don't quite
Right, yeah.
do
Like,
anything
oh,
here.
great. I got to trade my Detention Sphere for half of Lingering
Yeah,
Souls.
yeah, that you discarded
Right.
already. Yeah, you already have a card on.
Yep.
Yep.
And just another seasoned Pyromancer pitching Yawgmoth Lingering Souls. Definitely one of my favorite parts of this deck is the include of one Yawgmoth Thran Physician.
Yeah, in the right matchup, he seems nuts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it is so Jake goes a little bit wider than most other similar decks.
Sure.
And just being able to have your top end draw a bunch of cards and kill a bunch of stuff seems great.
Yeah.
It seems like just a good way to shore up that game plan. And I think he has another one in the... Nope, no, he does not have another one on the side, just the one main board.
One's all you need.
Yeah.
So Andrew looking at a hand of stuff that
Right. Good cards that just don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not under a huge amount of life total pressure yet, but he's close.
Yeah.
He is entering the danger zone.
Yeah.
And it's even the kind of situation where if he plays a Planeswalker right now, he's just at a high enough life total that Jake will just cool, I will prioritize killing that.
Sure.
And I will be fine. I will sit on a bunch of cards, and now you have to have another thing.
Yep. It looks like he's got a Narset, maybe a pair of Teferis in his hand?
Yeah.
Maybe a Snapcaster? I'm not sure.
Yep, we got a Snapcaster right here.
Okay. That's nice. That'll be
Snapcaster able to flash back a Cryptic Command. He does have the quadruple blue necessary to do that.
Yep.
So, at the very least, a decent tempo play.
Tap draw.
Yeah, it looks like a Dovin's Veto
It
is
was,
the pickup off the Cryptic Command. Cool to see that in Modern.
I know, I saw it in his hand. I had to check the list to make sure that
Yeah.
he is, in fact. This deck seems like it's set up to beat control decks.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Blue-White Control is the best deck in the format, which it could be, assuming Hogak isn't just insane.
Well, and Blue-White Control, probably the deck with one of the better matchups against Hogak.
Yeah,
Just generally,
That's
yeah,
fair,
yeah.
And so pre-boarding to be playing other Blue-White Control decks,
Right.
pretty reasonable.
yeah, exactly. I love me an Narset.
Yeah.
probably the spiciest include on Andrew's side of the table. One copy of Ugin the Ineffable.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet in this game, but wow, is that card cool.
Yes.
It is, it is a little bit of beatdown, and when that fails, you draw the cards, pretty much. Like, it's pretty sweet. There's kind of nothing that, you care about reducing the cost of, but yeah, it looks like Andrew's just going to play Teferi, not having a whole lot of other options.
Yep.
Draw a card, hope you get something good. That's, Teferi is just...
Teferi plussing and drawing a card and untapping lands.
Yeah.
It's real
That's
good.
very powerful.
He's a very good card.
Yeah. Yeah, Teferi at his worst is, maybe this will get me out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, we're running more Teferis than Jace the Mind Sculptors.
Sure.
Previously banned Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Right. Yeah.
Far outpaced by Teferis.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple lists splitting them differently. The lists that want to play more Terminus are the lists that play more Jaces.
Sure.
This list not playing a Terminus, only playing one Jace.
Yep.
Because Jace is so good, but if you're not taking advantage of that extra synergy, like, you just rather have Teferi. Who, wins the game a little bit faster. Sure. And you can't accidentally lock yourself or get yourself into a losing value kind of situation.
Yep.
It's just cool. I draw cards. I draw cards. I eventually kill all your things.
Andrew using that Dovin's Veto to protect. Looks like it's opt maybe. I don't know what he would. I guess he has a
protecting his other planeswalker.
Sure. Oh, Teferi's going to go down. And let's get Jake's follow-up is here. I think he's got another Lingering Souls in the graveyard.
He does.
He does. 2 spirits coming in for him. And he'll send it back to Andrew.
Yeah, and he's just got a lot of damage on board here for Jake. And Andrew with nothing to answer it effectively.
Yeah. There's Colony.
That's nice. So Colony blocks a 2/3. He'd take another 9.
Yeah.
Or 7.
Yeah. He's got a Timely Reinforcements in there somewhere. And he's got a couple of sweepers, which would be great.
Right, yeah, but just that thing you said, not lining up against what Jake is doing right now. And Jake not on the whole Bedlam Reveler plan or anything. This just goes wide, beats down.
Yeah, Bedlam Reveler is attractive because it's a 3/4 and draws you 3 entire cards.
Right.
But it costs so much mana.
Yep.
And Seasoned Pyromancer does almost that much for 3 mana reliably.
Well, I also think it's worth noting that there is so much mainboard graveyard hate running around right now, just because Dredge and Phoenix are two of the best, easily two of the best 4 decks in the format.
Sure.
That you just randomly get blown out by things that people were bringing to other decks.
Yeah.
And that feels bad.
It does. Here comes the snap. Sorry, didn't mean to.
No. Diminishing returns here on the Snapcaster Mages, protecting his graveyard here with flashing back Dovin's Veto, but it's no Cryptic Command.
No.
That is Snapcaster Mage is a very, very powerful card, but seeing multiples of them is not always where you want to be.
Yep.
And he's gonna just sponge the damage here with the Snapcaster Mage, killing off that Seasoned Pyro, taking what looks like 7 here. Yeah, ouch.
Jake headed back to the graveyard.
Right, yeah, because he's just got so much value. There it is, Smiting Helix.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. I keep wanting to say Smiting Helix.
Smiting, yeah.
Right.
There's a million. I feel like they missed 2 big opportunities in this set.
Sure.
Smiting Helix is fine.
Sure.
But it should have been Smiting. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The other one is Lightning Skelemental.
Is definitely Ball Lightning.
Ball Lightning. It's so much better.
Right, yeah. I can guarantee you the playtest name of that card was Ball Lightning.
Okay.
Yeah, I am almost certain of that.
Sure. Yeah, because it's so much better. It's callback. All right.
Is that card seeing any play anywhere?
No.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's like Ghost Rider, the card.
Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Really just brought that whole thing to life. He's not in Magic, unfortunately. So he's passing it back, opponent at 3, 1 card in hand. What do you got, pal?
You just blew right by that one, huh?
Yeah. All right. Narset.
Narset, dig for an answer.
Oh, I guess this is actually good.
Yep.
Yeah. Narset can find you something. And, there's a settle. He's got to reveal it.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes the teeth out of it.
Right, a revealed settle the wreckage. You just attack for 2 twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Jake just pills the Smiting Helix.
Sure. Right. Yeah. That's. Does he still have the one in hand?
I don't know.
From a
How
long
many
time
of these
ago.
Helixes is he
I
using?
think he's playing 3.
He's playing 3.
Yeah, he's playing 3 Smiting Helix.
He's playing 3 Lightning Bolts.
Right, yeah.
Smiting Helix just as good as Lightning Bolt confirmed.
Right.
I do
Yeah,
not know
I don't know.
about this.
I guess the third Smiting Helix is better than the 4th Bolt.
I guess, man. Checking the graveyard to see what goodies he has.
Yay.
Looting?
Faithless Looting's good.
I mean, looting hits you find a Thoughtseize or something.
Sure.
Suddenly we're back in this. Or I guess you're not out
I mean, you're
of
not
this.
back in this. You just win.
You win this turn.
Yeah.
Oh no! We all fell into the trap.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, all 3 of us.
Yep. Sorry, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, you got him. That was and good guy Jake, just like, oh yeah, I definitely very clearly had an opportunity to fix that and didn't. But that's the very conservative attack here, just trying to bait out the.
Oh, and the Colonnade is pressuring this attack though.
Yeah, huh. So at the very least, he does deal 1 damage to. He's not attacking the Narset. He's just attacking Andrew's face. Yeah. So Andrew believes it 2. I don't think that. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, and just dig with that Narset. That she goes 8 cards deep. Like she goes 8 cards deep, and she's very disruptive to the opponent.
Yes.
So it is everything you want to be doing in a blue-white control deck, especially when you're playing against something like Mardu Pyromancer, which needs answers and draws cards, which I guess is kind of every deck. But God, Pyro just goes so deep.
Yeah.
You can just churn through your library.
Was that a fail to find? Oh no, I see the cryptic.
Yeah, that was a cryptic. Yeah, it was a revealer cryptic off the Narset.
So I thought that this game was real over, but Andrew is really digging his way out of this.
I don't know if he's digging his way, because what does he do? What does he do this turn? He holds up the Settler Wreckage. Hope Jake doesn't have hand aid.
Yeah, he's got to settle for this turn. He's got a cryptic for the next turn.
Sure.
He's got a fairy in play. He's got a colonnade to block. It's just he is really, really digging back into this game.
Yeah. But I don't know. Also, just easily being dead to some elemental tokens is a rough position to be in.
Is.
Yeah. And also dead to like 7 cards that Jake can draw, or any answer, or even Fatal Push gets rid of the Colonnade.
Ah, that's very true.
Yeah. And so like at that, so if you price them into attacking, like if you price them into blocking with Colonnade, you just you've so many ways. You've a couple ways that sort of unexpectedly kill it. He doesn't have the mana to hold up both the Colonnade activation. I don't know what's going on with the lighting here.
I don't either.
Huh. I don't know. Maybe just some kind of strange ghostly presence.
Sure.
It might just be the lingering souls.
So Jake's attack is forcing him to either block with Colonnade or pull the trigger on the... Oh, he can't block with Colonnade. So the block with Colonnade...
Right, yeah, we're off that. Yep. It's settle the wreckage on 3 elemental tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, is going to be some hurt when Jake untaps.
Well, Andrew rather cleverly used his Field of Ruin to try and here comes the bolt in response to settle the wreckage.
Ah, wow,
Okay.
yeah, just being, yeah.
Jake navigated those waters well.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
They were tricky.
Right, yeah, you have to force your opponent into a couple of different lines of play. When they try to execute any of those, lightning bolt to your face.
Yep. And you just have to draw the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Yep. And we're in game 2. Looks like both players keeping 7 here. And we are off to the races.
The tapped hallowed fountain.
Right.
The very race.
Yeah, and looks like untapped shiny godless shrine, because we messed up the glare on that.
The angle on it just so bad. Thoughtseize out of Jake.
Yeah, and it looks like Andrew's sitting on a few lands and a few spells, but man, the thing about the nice thing about Thoughtseize against control decks is that you can just hit the piece that they needed to answer you.
Yeah.
Like they can keep their other good cards, but if you are dead to, say, what looks like a Wrath of God.
This Wrath of God's getting a lot of consideration right now.
Yeah, it looks like maybe there was something wrong with the sleeve.
Maybe is it upside down? I don't know. Nope.
It
might
might
set
have
up.
been. Yeah. I'm confused, though, at the
Trying
very least.
every position you get this Wrath of God into.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sideboarding into more Wraths seems good.
Yeah.
Literal Wrath in this case.
Sure.
Yeah.
Against his go wide strategy, it seems like the strongest thing.
Sure, yeah.
so
Right, so like you just cool. Keep everything else. I take your card that maybe lets you win.
Yep. So he's got a surgical, timely reinforcements, a cryptic command. Is that a time raveler Teferi?
Good question.
It's one of them. And then a Wrath of God, notably only 2 lands. So he's not going to be able to get any of this stuff on curve.
Okay. Yeah, maybe he was just worried about going down to 6 against stuff like Thoughtseize.
Yep. And that was a time raveler, it appears.
Right. Yeah, it definitely was.
Second copy of Surgical.
Right. Doesn't seem like where you want to be right now.
At the moment, I think if the game develops in any
way. Yeah, for sure. I just if Jake just has another, if he has a solid threat right off the bat, Andrew has almost nothing.
Yeah, so the one thing that Mardu Pyromancer lacks is a very strong threat. It has interminable threats. These threats will win the game eventually, but it's not always the fastest deck.
And it usually doesn't start deploying threats till turn 3, 4, 5.
Yep, and so it's looking like Andrew might get a chance to draw back into this thing.
Right, yeah, that's the, and I guess that's why the Thoughtseize choice is so critical here.
Sure.
Thank you, Bug. All right, and the classic fetch, tap, shockland, end step. That's it really is modern, isn't
Something
it?
you do in Modern, yeah.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Legacy, you never fetch. It's
Right,
always
yeah, you
way
fetch
more,
it if you're going to use it.
It's way more valuable to have the uncracked fetch.
Or if for some reason I don't know. I guess I was going to say if you're playing shocklands in Legacy and there's only one deck that does that and it always wants to pay the life.
Yeah,
so
it's really pretty excited about it.
I guess I was thinking a while ago I played Dual Commander for a couple of tournaments.
Sure.
And there was a lot of interesting play between like fetching tapped shocks versus fetching like untapped dual lands.
Yeah.
Not super relevant in Modern, but it's whatever.
Jobless Shrine Thoughtseize.
Oh my god. Yeah, just just take that good thing,
Yep. If he had the ambition to draw step surgical in, wouldn't have been a problem.
Right.
Something that's absolutely not correct.
Sure.
You should never do that.
Well, and it's interesting because Andrew has a timely reinforcements. It looks like it is a 3-mana card that literally does nothing right now.
Storm 1.
Right. Yeah. Like it is just a card that Jake, with careful play, can just be like, hey, also discard that card. Just because it does nothing for a while, and by the time it does something, ideally Jake will just have a very powerful turn, and timely reinforcements might not be so timely.
I am a little perplexed by Jake's decision to take the second surgical.
Yeah, maybe he just prioritizes his graveyard cards as critical in the matchup.
Sure, I mean he's got a smiting helix in hand. Maybe he's just going to ride these things to victory.
Right.
Because okay.
Cast it, then cast it.
Yeah.
I mean that's a 12-point life swing.
Yeah.
Maybe not super relevant against a control deck, but it's 6 points burn.
Sure.
And also the kind of card that like is burn that you draw and then discard into, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that's what he's worried about. Because like a lot of the other cards in Andrew's hand just don't necessarily do a lot. There's not a guarantee he's going to hit the 5th land.
Yep.
And like be able to start doing multiple things a turn.
He's sitting on a cryptic right now, which is a pretty good spot to be in.
It's a pretty good spot to be in.
See what Jake's going to trade for it.
Looks like.
He's got a Pyromancer and
that's what I was thinking. So we got Cast Pyro. Yep. And it looks like fetch basic cryptic command.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the option to lead with a Lingering Souls there.
Yeah.
Just because it's less attractive to trade your entire cryptic command for the front half of Lingering Souls.
Sure.
But I think that, I don't know. It's kind of a weird decision to have to make.
So Lingering Souls turns on timely reinforcements?
Oh, I guess that's true, and he
Yeah.
knows it's there. Well, this does as well.
Well, yeah, but this I think is like if it resolves, it does a lot more than say Lingering Souls.
I guess that's very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, that makes sense. It's going to be a while before timely reinforcements gains any life.
Sure. Well, yeah, it may not in this
Yeah.
game until he's already lost.
But gaining 3 tokens is
it's not insignificant.
it's fighting
yeah.
Jake on the axis he wants to fight on.
Sure.
Here comes that surgical.
Just hit all the spicy pyros.
So maybe Jake was prioritizing the Lingering Souls to stay in the library versus the Pyromancer.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's
That's a pretty heads-up play.
Yeah. Yeah. No, just like hitting that second surgical so that you are out seasoned pyros, which I guess most opponents would be like, that is a good card to surgical.
It is.
But if it's the card that Jake is like, I don't care if it's get surgical, then you're like 2 or 3 steps ahead of your opponent at that point.
Yes, you are.
Looks like he has some vestigial terminates staying in the deck. That is the kind of card that will stay in this kind of deck, in this kind of matchup, when you're like, man, I don't know what else to cut.
Yeah. It's colonnades. It does
Yeah.
something.
In the kind of situations where sometimes I don't recall if players had access to each other's deck lists.
No, it was specified by the tournament organizer.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because they didn't for the other previous events. So, like, there are some blue-white control decks that will, like, some of them sideboard into creature-type threats.
Baneslayer, Leia Dawnbringer.
Right, yeah, exactly. And so, it's kind of a hedge against that sort of thing.
Yeah, because those guys close the game out fast.
Very fast, yeah. So, so it's just that kind of hedge. And, right now, Colonnade, which, now at least Andrew knows about, but Terminate... An unexpected terminate on a colonnade can be a blowout sometimes.
Yeah. It'd be attractive to use it right now because Jake is at 12.
Right.
It is.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. You're dead in 3 turns.
Sure.
Plan. Because Jake does have a little bit of a slower start, but it's very hand-hatey. And he just gets to pick and choose the terms on which Andrew plays the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like Field of Ruin, Timely Reinforcements, Wrath of God.
What did he not hit the Wrath of God earlier?
No, he took a Teferi.
And then he took a surgical.
Surgical and the Wrath of God.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, but there was a problem with the sleeve or something on the Wrath of God.
Yeah,
so
for
it
some
was
reason.
Out and about. And
yeah. And then there's the front half of Lingering Souls.
There it is.
I think Lingering Souls is a wonderful card.
Oh, it's so good. I think it is powerful but not busted.
Yep.
It was busted and block constructed.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it was one of the last cards banned in block constructed. That and Intangible Virtue.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good deck. Here comes the Field of Ruin. The Detention Sphere can pick up half these souls, but he may just wants to take a hit off them.
Sure.
Gets both halves.
Yeah, and I don't think because the Detention Sphere is the top deck, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty good job.
Yeah, pretty good thing for Jake to not know about.
Yeah.
But it also seems like the kind of card that he'd play around.
Sure. Well, so I think you want to attack right now, and
Right.
if he animates the Colonnade, you obviously want to just terminate it.
Yeah.
That's very attractive.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe your opponent forgot about the terminate, something like that.
Yeah.
You just gotta play to that.
It just kind of just puts your opponent in a position to make a decision.
Sure.
This is just what there's just
Right.
a lot of hidden information.
Yeah, exactly. Just pressure them into doing something, and maybe they'll do the wrong thing.
Or maybe even they do the right thing, and
Right.
you just happen to be able to punish it.
Yep.
Because I don't think that, blocking with Colonnade, knowing about 2 terminates is probably the wrong decision.
Sure.
But it's just, you're kind of getting into a point where your life total is starting to deplete, your opponent's running your hand out. It's a bad spot. Here comes the Smiting Helix.
Oh my god.
Yes. 4 mana burn.
Wonderful.
Yeah, good.
Okay, and taking a damage to cast it off the Sunbaked Cannon.
Sure.
Yep.
It's making it right back. And then 2 off of these guys down to 12.
Right, yeah, exactly. There you go.
So Andrew has that Timely, and I don't know what it does.
Gets him some guys.
Gets him some guys.
Yeah.
I guess Jake is at 11. That's what we can keep coming back to. Jake
Right.
is not at a
Yeah,
great amount of health.
he is in 2 turns with some soldier tokens and a colonnade.
Yep. And if Jake has to tap out for any reason,
Right.
like
Well,
that.
if he has to tap out to cast Smiting Helices,
Yeah.
or other decent cards, then it's just it is a way to force him to start playing a different game.
Yep.
All right, and this pulsating bright light. Where are we flickering the lights?
I don't know how this is even happening.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, all right.
I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe it's just Jake's angelic presence.
It is. Yeah.
That could be it.
Another Colonnade there. He's got the Timely Reinforcements at hand, which makes him creatures but no life at the moment.
Right.
And then that Detention Sphere. Both of them interact, but just not really all that attractive.
Yeah, this is another situation just sort of lining up with not lining up with what Jake is doing.
Yeah.
And Jake being able to pick not lining up with what I am doing.
Yeah.
And, if you could play every game on those terms, I think you would. I get to pick how we play the game now.
Yeah.
I get to pick how we play the game now. And, even if he does, oh, wow.
Smiting Helix from the graveyard.
Flashback Smiting Helix.
Way better than the second half of Lingering Souls.
Right, yeah, and I can't quite tell if Jake is wise to the Detention Sphere.
I don't think he has any. Hasn't seen it. I don't think.
No, he hasn't seen it, but
He's
when you're
playing
playing against
so disciplined.
When you're playing as Blue-White Control, it's the kind of thing they have. It's the kind of thing they bring in, and it's the kind of thing you don't want to get blown out by. Because really, he can chip in for 2, and it is not that much slower of a clock. Or it's not. Yeah, it's not sufficiently slower than chipping in for 4. I think than risking getting blown out.
Sure.
And yeah, he is definitely playing around Detention Sphere, or at the very least, he's wanting to hold up, terminate, to just keep Andrew off the beat you in the face with colony plan.
Try not to die. Mm-hmm. So that timely reinforcements just cashed in for full value.
Sure.
6 life, 3 tokens.
Yeah, but forcing him to wait till turn 8 to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It
valuable.
looks I see. I was hoping 3 different soldier tokens, but it actually just looks like 2 of the same soldier token and 1 different soldier token, which makes my heart cry.
There's another Smiting Helix. This game is over.
All right, Smiting Helix. Yeah,
Jake,
just
getting in for 2 and
yeah, absolutely. Andrew go to 11, and we'll go
Smiting
to
Helix.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake
Heard
will
of
go
it?
up to 17.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not even putting in the damage for the tokens. He doesn't need it.
Well, I mean, he just did right now.
Every time he's done it,
He
he's
did-
forgotten. It's been
Sure.
the
Yeah,
Smiting
it's been
Helix.
it's been
has
second
the-
main phase Smiting Helix. Oh right, you took 2 off souls.
But really, I was more excited about the Smiting Helix.
I mean, I'm excited about Smiting Helix.
He's just crushing.
Yeah, Andrew top decking is Settle the Wreckage, and then attacking with all his lads.
Yeah.
That I don't think it necessarily telegraphs anything, but
No.
you know.
Those guys can't block. I mean, there's no.
Right? Yeah. There's no problem. I guess I'm used to seeing a bunch of elemental tokens.
I think Jake has another Smiting Helix in his hand.
Is he just gonna ride the Smiting Helixes to victory?
All the way. Is this worth a Settle the Wreckage?
No way. There's no way.
I mean, he's a master if he is, because he knows about the Smiting Helixes.
Right.
Yep. He knows. It's too good.
Okay. Yeah, interesting.
Settling those 2 tokens.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think it's correct. I mean, he's dead if he doesn't.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
What is Jake going to get?
I only knew about the one Smiting Helix.
I mean, I just think you can feel your opponent's power.
Right.
Across the table.
Yeah, well, Andy plays lightning bolts.
Yeah.
There's burn in the deck.
6 is different than 8.
Sure, right,
6 is
yeah. The
different than
difference
7.
between those is huge.
Yeah. And there's the second half. That's Mighty Helix.
Yeah. Yeah, 17-5. That's man.
This can't be correct.
Smiting Helix?
Burn, yeah.
Well, but
it's good. It's so good. It's blowing him out. But
Sure.
it cannot be this good. This cannot be right.
I mean, I think in a more discard heavy kind of list, I think it's
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
You are churning through your hand and graveyard for good stuff.
I guess that the Pyromancer.
Yeah.
So you used to only cast Bedlam Reveler turn 1,000,000.
Yes.
When you were top decking, oh, here's a Bedlam Reveler.
Right,
And
yeah.
You didn't really.
Exactly.
The discard wasn't that important. but-
Pyromancer, you can play on turn 3 and be happy with it.
Yeah, we could unearth the thing.
Right.
There's a million ways that
Yeah.
this thing is good.
Yeah. Yeah, Bedlam Reveler notably can't be unearthed.
Yep.
It gives you a totally different axis to attack on.
All right, here comes the Detention Sphere.
All right, and Jake, having played conservatively, not getting blown out by the Detention Sphere.
Yeah.
He forced him to use 2 removal spells on both halves of Lingering Souls.
Premium removal spells,
Right.
specifically.
Yeah.
The Settle and the Detention Sphere, yeah. I think he's got a Path in hand as well at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe he picked it up a while ago and I'm mistaken. Jake fetching here.
All right, finding Sacred Foundry.
He's got a lot of basics. He just keeps finding them for all these things.
For what?
Just basic lands. He's got
Yeah.
2 swamps, 2 mountains, and a plains.
Seems good, He's got Magus the Moon in the sideboard. It seems
really?
like the kind of thing he might have actually brought in here.
Okay, yeah, I can see
just
that.
because like it shuts down the attack with colonnades plan. It shuts down sometimes shuts down cryptic commands.
Yes.
Like if they've just not been aggressively fetching for basics.
Yeah. In specific this instance, his opponent is off of a lot of spells
Right.
if Magus hits.
Yep, exactly. And it's a blood moon that beats down.
Yep. And so nothing from Jake, passing
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, and this nothing from Jake. I didn't quite catch what was in his hand.
He's got a lot of cards in his hand.
Yeah, I wonder how many, if any of them, are burn spells. I know 2 of them are terminates.
Okay, picking up another land.
Smashing some soldier tokens with terminate doesn't seem like a great plan. But if he decides to really lay into the colonnade plan, it'll really just get him.
Sure.
Because we're also far enough removed that I don't know if the player wrote it down, but Magic is a game that can only be played by humans.
Okay.
And humans forget about cards sometimes.
They do.
And sometimes that'll get you there, but yeah, you probably shouldn't play expecting it to. But definitely, sometimes you just get got by your own brain.
Yeah, I wonder what he has in hand.
I don't know. I don't know what's so dead other than terminate.
He's got 2 terminates.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So that's almost half his hand, right? He's got 5 cards, I think.
Yeah. Passing back to Andrew. Not much doing.
No, not really.
Flooded Strand, multi-format all-star. Getting for 3. Jake is
Yeah, back in the danger zone.
Yeah,
that's we're in colonnade kill range. Like he's not gonna tap. Oh my god, it's smiting Helix.
all right. Looking at a double path to exile hand.
Oh my god, is that it?
Yeah.
That's double smiting Helix. I mean quintuple smiting Helix for the win.
Yep, Smiting
Wow,
Helix gets there.
fantastic. That is just.
Wow.
Yeah, and see this, and this is not a still got all these moment. This is look at my dead cards.
Look what happened to me moment.
Yeah. Oh my word. Yeah, well that'll do it for one of the quarterfinal matches of our top 8.